Hey y'all, it is February the 8th of 2023. And I just wanted to check in with y'all real quick, just here for a couple of minutes, and let y'all know that there's stuff going on behind the scenes. I know I'm neglecting the internet as I tend to do from time to time. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes. I just want to let y'all know about it. I've talked about it before, but for example, I'm dedicating a good amount of my time, my free time, to getting all sort of jacked and catching that macho madness. On an individual scale, people have asked me what should we do about all the calamity all in our nation and all over the place. Shout out to Turkey and Syria. Oh my gosh, what I've heard about that. 12,000 plus people at least gone, and that's a terrible tragedy. There's a lot of stuff going on that we could talk about. There's so many topics that I'm seeing that I could share with y'all, but it's just like I'm taking it all in. Speaking of that, shout out to Lindsay Clancy, who's in a very, very bad way. Check out, if you have time, Lindsay Clancy from Massachusetts, and I brought it up on one of the previous videos. I mean, that's some wild stuff. I made a video actually, and I'll upload it to Rumble because it's like only acceptable on Rumble, the video that I made pertaining to Lindsay Clancy, but I haven't uploaded it yet. That sort of stuff gets away from me. It's a little bit tedious, and I don't operate so good in those realms, but of course I had to get a little bit better with that anyways. Speaking of Lindsay Clancy, if you were to look into this case of the mom, and she just deleted her 3 children in Massachusetts, I believe. See, I made a video about it, and I might upload it to Rumble, but in a more calm, clear, concise way, I just want to mention that the entire story to me is a microcosm and of many, many stories going on right now, which it's so complicated and it's so absolutely messed up that basically we don't have no choice but for these cases to reveal all sort of stuff that maybe we knew about, but now the whole world's going to know about it. For example, those pharmaceuticals that she was on, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but guess what? There's going to be a timeline. All the evidence is going to come out about Lindsay Clancy. I don't know what exactly happened, but all the evidence is going to come out. There's going to be a timeline of what pharmaceuticals she was put on, how much more they started putting on. They had her on about a dozen pharmaceuticals. And long story short, those pharmaceuticals can open up a doorway in you and cause demons to operate through you. And it won't be you, but it'll be the demons. These pharmaceuticals, they'll find a way to operate through you like you're a damn avatar. Right? And we're going to see so closely with all the evidence that comes out exactly how that happens. And trust me, I've seen it before. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I've seen it before and I've felt it before. Portals opening up in which demons can act through you. Like, for example, when I've seen it, I've taken like psychedelic mushrooms maybe like 2 or 3 times in my life and stuff. One time I was at a friend's house and I took some psychedelic mushrooms and I somehow ended up in a bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom, and while I was in the bathroom I looked into the mirror and I scared the crap out of myself. I was seeing myself. I was looking in the mirror, and nothing was different about it except it was scaring the crap out of me. And I was so freaked out by it. I remember looking at myself, being very scared about it, and then coming closer and closer to the mirror. I I was being used as an avatar. As I got closer to the mirror and looking at it, it would only scare me more and more. And eventually I kind of like backed away from the mirror, left the bathroom, and went out and had a pretty decent time. It was later on that people told me, hey, when you're tripping on mushrooms, they said don't look in the mirror because that's going to not probably be good for you. And I said, well, it's a good thing you told me now because I actually experienced it myself. And I scared the shit out of myself. So I know about, the portals can be opened somehow, some way, especially through these pharmaceuticals. Anyways, shout out to all the crazy calamities going down. Oh yeah, Joe Biden's State of the Union, he's half retarded. All right. Yeah, it's not very funny. He said that Nancy Pelosi was like the best House Speaker in U.S. history. These Chinese balloons and everything else. World War III, we're already in it, and no, we didn't want to be in it, and no, Americans don't have no interest in fighting Russians, but it doesn't matter because it is going to happen. All right. I'm sorry. I wanted to be this short video real quick, which I just updated about, say, how jacked I'm getting. All right. It's progress behind the scenes because they've lit a fire up under me peacefully. I wish everybody the best, and I don't threaten anybody on earth, and I love everybody, but they lit a fire and I'm getting all sort of jacked. For example, I'm seeing muscles coming out the side of me, and I'll show you later, but I'm seeing muscles pop up that I ain't never seen before. All right. And as I'm getting jacked, I keep providing myself with motivation. Real briefly, I want to mention that, some people are just halfway getting jacked, or some people never even thought about it. All right. In order to do that, you got to keep instilling motivation and finding motivation. Shout out to Broly Games and Goku Pump and all sort of other people on the internet. They say you need to find something. That's their phrase. Find something. They'll be training people. I seen them on the internet, and they'll say, while the person is doing push-ups and they can't hardly do anymore, they say, find something. Find something. And what it means is find a thing, or find a person, or find something that'll cause you to reach and pass that and break that threshold. And oh yeah, it's painful, and oh yeah, you're in pain. Find something and go harder. My something, no homo, my something is Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate and the January people and all the political people up in jail right now, and everybody else, all the children who's getting taken advantage of, and all the citizens of America who are being trampled upon, the rights that they thought they had. That's my something. These things are my something, and it's causing me to just go that extra mile and catch that macho madness. Find something. Macho Man Randy Savage. I just check out some of his promos and stuff from time to time, and I find something. There's things going on behind the scenes. By the time Andrew Tate gets out of jail, there's no evidence on Andrew Tate. There's none. You have people saying hearsay. There's all sort of evidence on Hunter Biden on his laptop. There's all sort of evidence in Ashley Biden's diary, which they admitted is completely real. There's all sort of evidence on that, but they don't spend a day in jail, except Andrew Tate spending all sort of time in jail because the U.S. government, I hear tell, and the UK government saw to it. They leaned on the Romanian government and said, you better do this and that, because this guy's out here expressing macho madness. And he's lighting fires up under people, and we just can't afford that because we're going with LGBTQ all the way. We got a rainbow coalition going on. We can't have Andrew Tate. There's no evidence on him, but keep him in jail, even though that's basically illegal, what you're doing. So when Andrew Tate gets out of jail, I'm going to take, I don't know, like after pictures. I don't have any before pictures, but you can imagine that I was like average, above average, jacked, basically, especially by San Antonio standards. I was basically a little bit above average. Now I'm getting totally jacked. All right, you're gonna see after pictures. When the day Andrew Tate comes out of jail, I'm gonna take the after pictures and I'm gonna show you the results of what Andrew Tate has started, and you can't stop it. You just can't stop it. Meanwhile, I'm scraping up whatever little money I got together, and I'm looking at prospects on Fiverr, the app. That's where you can outsource little odd jobs on Fiverr. And I'm going and I'm seeing, okay, who can I get to regularly mix and master my tracks? You might know that on SoundCloud, I got 30 tracks, and that's because I haven't been doing tracks lately. When I get back up on it, 30 will become 50, will become 100. Right? I'm talking about money. But the thing is, I don't, just to be kind of detailed about it, I'm a producer of music. Right? And I create that hot fire. And it's a process in music in which you had to mix and master the track so that it's as clear as possible and as, loud and moving as possible. And you could learn to do that as a producer, but however, it's not really my thing. All right, so I'm going to outsource on Fiverr for a little bit of money, this money that I'm scraping up right now, in order to get track by track mixed and mastered professionally. And I'm not asking, I'm telling you, ladies going to shake their booties all over the place. It's not a question. I bring that hot fire. So wait for me to start doing that, and you're going to see some hot fire. All right, I got that going and stuff. I'm going to have to outsource for that because it's not really my thing. But when it does go down, it's going all the way down. All right, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And yeah, it could be all sort of calamity. They're promising calamity. People are having $20,000 electric bills up in Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas is not like 40 minutes away from here. People having $20,000 electricity bills. I wish I was exaggerating that. People are moving out of Austin because of their $20,000 electricity bills. All sort of calamity pouring out. But what can we do about it? I'm not here to tell you what to do about it. What can men out there do about it? Might I suggest catch that macho madness? Start saying manly things. There's no such thing as a Disney fairy tale, whatever that you're looking for. Start to be a man, all right? Do you want to be a part of that LGBTQ Rainbow Coalition? Why don't you start to be a man? Right? Macho Man Randy Savage was like a cartoon character. No, he had it right. Why don't you stand up and I'll holla at y'all a little bit later. It's February the 8th, 2023.